And aloha! It's me. My name is Vaughn, and I am here in the absolutely warm and gorgeous islands of Hawaii. This is home for me, and I've lived here for over 20 years. And I have an absolutely beautiful little son named Aiden, and he is my 9-year-old cameraman that's behind the camera right now. And he has been with me through all my road trips with a 31-foot RV from the East Coast to the West Coast. That took us 20 days, all the way down to a little, I believe, 11, 12, or 13-foot long VW Vanagon, Westphalia, that we did a 20-day, 3,500-mile road trip from California to Colorado and back. And we'll tell you about that as well, all in this Vanagon. I've had this Vanagon for 3 years now. The year right now is 2022, and I have a 1982 air-cooled Vanagon Westphalia, and I'm going to show that to you right now here. And there's a reason why I picked an 82 over all the other years, and it is because it is air-cooled, which means it has no radiators, no liquid, no water pumps. Mind you, it has no power steering, no power locks, no power windows. Nothing is powered on this thing. It's as basic as you can get it. And I did that for a reason. Low maintenance. And to do everything old school. And when I say there's no power steering on this thing, I literally build muscle every time I take a turn because it is hard to steer. But again, it adds to the adventure and the journey. I'm sitting here again at my house in Aiea, Hawaii. I'm more familiar to you, Honolulu, Hawaii. And inside my garage, I got a bunch of toys. We got an 86 CJ7 that I got from Bart Stars Ranch in Wisconsin. Underneath that cover over there is a 1969 Honda 600 Coupe, which is a Japanese version of a Mini Cooper. Back in the cave over there, there is a very strange 3-wheeled motor scooter that's sitting under that cover on the top, and the maroon cover over there is a 1998 916 Ducati, the last year that they made the 916 call sign on the bike. And it is an absolutely gorgeous machine, one that I've always wanted, and now I've got. Sitting right behind me here under this cover, a 2000 Lexus GS 300 Aristo. And right outside under the other cover was a 1967 CJ5, which is a beast. And I will show you all these toys in future videos, but today we are showcasing this right here. My big yellow banana. Again, my 1982 Vanagon Westphalia. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a Westie and you're thinking about getting one, go and get one because they're absolutely wonderful to have. I'm going to tell you some of the things that you want to look for when you get one. Obviously, rust. You want to make sure it runs. Depending on how much of a mechanic you are, you can get it in any condition and build it up. But if you're not into rebuilding it completely, the closer you can get to having one being as new as possible, the better. Because that means you got more time to spend inside of it, enjoying it. But even when it does look good on the outside, you gotta look at the guts on the inside. And I was fortunate enough to get one that's in wonderful condition. Mind you, it's 40 years old, so it did have its issues. But for the most part, I've never had a problem with it up until recently, where I think it contracted COVID. Or otherwise known as Vanagon syndrome. And I'm going to take you through the journey that I went through to figure out how to make it run and figure out what was wrong with it. But I've done everything to it up until this point, from full electrical, full rewiring, swapping out relays, checking airflow sensors, changing ignition, changing coils, brakes, brake pads, you name it. I will take you through everything that I did and let you know how I figured out how to cure Vanagon syndrome. But these Vanagons are absolutely wonderful to have. Even though they do have a reputation of having problems, They're very minuscule, and when you do, usually they're relatively easy to fix if you know what to look for, and you can grab a wrench and do that without being a mechanic. So if you don't got one, get one. If you got one and you haven't experienced what I've experienced, you might, and if you do, hopefully this video will help you to cure whatever's wrong with your Vanagon and continue enjoying it. So you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride with me and my son in my 1982 Vanagon Westphalia. Aloha.